Are you a big fan of making runs at home and seeing where their feet hit at home and then addressing it? Or are you more so, you know, I kind of just want to see when I take them somewhere how they are, or how do you kind of address picking up the speed and making runs and addressing things in a run?
I feel like you have to increase your speed, okay? I'm probably the person that is probably the most conservative in a lot of ways, but you can do your slow work forever. But when you start applying the speed, that's when the wheels come off. So you have to increase your speeds. Now with that, I don't ever have my horses going fast enough. Like that's why I'm not a fraternity person, because I don't progress them probably fast enough. But also you've got to do it at a faster speed, because you don't know, like even the difference between your trot and your lope. Like your trot looked perfect.
Right.
But then when he loped, you could kind of see the problems arising. So yes, I do feel like, you know, once you feel like you've got everything, I feel once you perfect it going slower, then you need to go at least medium speed. You know, maybe not just go run them, because I think that's the fault of everybody too, is they'll work on it going slow and it's perfected, and then they go to make a run. Well, it's not going to just transpire in your run. Like there's all these steps. And so I'm a very structured building block person, and like the dominoes, like one affects the next, that affects the next, you know, whether it be the position at your barrel, every step affects the next step. You know, your speeds are the same thing. And so it's just kind of like putting it all together, so you just have that perfect domino, you know, effect when it comes to fruition.
Are there problems that you think occur during a run? Do you think most of those can be fixed with slow work, or do you think there's some problems that you have to address at a higher speed?
I think horses that are so honest going slow that you have to test them a little bit, and then, you know, whether it be horses that want to, you know, you can slow work them, they get up into the hole, but yet when you go to run them, they want to, you know, drop and start their turn too soon on the second. I feel like you need to address it going faster, and if they don't do it going faster, then you address it even going faster. That I feel like there has to be something, and those types of horses I would say are more the finish types of horses, that you almost catch them in the act, I would say, that you wouldn't normally catch them in the act going slow. And it's just because, I mean, and to me, they're not trying to be naughty. They're just thinking they're doing their job. They're just anticipating. They're just trying to be too helpful. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, dude.
Yeah.
You need my help.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, you know, so that's, I always feel like it's not really at the fault of the horse, especially when they're great and they're slow work. But sometimes, like, it just doesn't, you know, there's just not that connection with them. So then you do have to address it going faster.
Going fast. Okay. Yeah.
And I think every horse is so individual. I have horses that, you know, if you addressed it in their runs, like it might rattle them too much, you know, type of thing. And then there's horses that, you know, if you've showed them and they're slow work and they're medium speed work, and then they do it to you going fast, it's like, all right, I tried to do it going slow, so like here we are. And at that point, you would probably have to be something more aggressive, you know, whether it be counter arcing them or something, like catching them in the act and like bearing down at that time.